The third method of asexual reproduction is fragmentation. What is fragmentation? Fragmentation means breaking up into small fragments. This mode of reproduction occurs in algae. You know what is algae? You might have seen green slimy patches in ponds and small canals. These slimy green patches are called algae. So in algae, when an algae gets mature, it breaks up into small pieces and each piece grow into a new plant. This is known as fragmentation. So fragmentation is a process in which organisms reproduce through breaking up it into small fragments or pieces, and each piece grow into new plants. That is fragmentation. Normally fragmentation occurs in algae. Another mode of reproduction is spore formation. That means the plants, the organisms can be producing spores, and these spores grow into new plants. Let's see how spores are produced in some kind of plants. For example, bread mold. Bread mold, you know, if you keep your bread in your corner or somewhere for a few days, you will be able to see black, blue or white patches on the bread. This white or black or blue patches can be said to be bread mold. If you observe the bread mold under a microscope, you will be able to see the plants like this. This is the bread mold, which has a bulb-like projection at its tip, which bears spores. On maturation, these bulbs break up and spores come out and suspended in the air. Whenever they get any advantageous situation, they start to grow. And this is a plant which is known as fern. Normally, you will be able to see this plant in marshy areas, ferns with broad leaves. If you observe the lower end of the leaf, you will be able to see black spots. These black spots are the spores of fern plants. And when these spores mature, they will fall from the leaf and start to grow into new plants. So, the another mode of reproduction in plants is spore formation. Spore formation normally sees in bread mold. Bread mold, it is a fungus, and fern, it is a green plant. And both the organisms produce spores, and the spores, whenever they get a favorable condition, they start to grow into new plants. So my dear children, today's class we learned that plants reproduces both through sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. In plants, asexual reproduction occurs in different methods, which are vegetative propagation, spore formation, budding and fragmentation. Vegetative propagation means new plants are growing from the vegetative parts of the plants such as stem, roots, leaves, etc. And budding is a mode of sexual reproduction in which new organisms are formed by forming buds from the mother cell or mother plant. And fragmentation is another mode of asexual reproduction in which the organism break up into small pieces and each piece grow into a new plant. And in spore formation, the organisms produces spores which will suspend in the air, and when gets a favorable condition, they also start to grow. Children, go through the lesson carefully and start to draw the pictures given in the text in your notebook and send to my WhatsApp. Thank you.